So if you are like a super control freak, then fprintf is going to be the most amazing thing that has ever happened to you. If you don't care about controlling every aspect of everyone's life around you, including, like ladybugs who obviously could be more efficient in the way they crawl up, stems of flowers, then maybe not. But regardless, we're going to look at it anyway. It's a holdover from C, which is a holdover from other stuff. It goes way back. So if you're like, why does it feel so like ancient? That's why. We're inheriting this from like the ancestors of our ancestors of programmers from 20 years ago or, much longer ago, but whatever. Anyway, fprintf, there's basically these different ways that you can output or format numbers. And there's ways that you can output strings or characters because they're kind of treated different. There's also these other things that you can't really do without knowing fprintf. You have to have them. You have to have these. Really, the only one is new line. These I'm just including because they're funny, and they're holdovers from old-fashioned mathy stuff. But let's actually start with just this. Okay, so I'm just going to put in some code here. So if you look, we have this normal thing, and this is pretty much all I'm ever going to use. So the two that I'm going to use the most are this one called new line and this one called fixed point. So here. So even though there's okay, so I kind of started off by saying there's all this stuff you're going to learn, but this is all we mostly care about, and it's going to be this one and this one. Okay, so new line and fixed point notation there. Why is this formatted weird? This is critical. I know y'all super duper care. Oh, it's formatted as code. There we go. Okay, so mostly we just care about fixed point notation and new line. So let's just say I have 5 hot pockets. So in the past, I could say I have, and then I'd be like num2 string x hot pockets, and then it would be like I have 5 hot pockets. Awesome. Okay, so we've been handling that for a long time. Now let's say that I'm finding the circumference of my hot pocket, which is apparently what do you think the radius of a hot pocket is if you turned it into a circle? I don't know, like a 1/4 inch. So radius of a hot pocket, 1/4 inch, we'll go with that. This is critical math that we're doing here. That's R. R, so the circumference is, hold on, pi R squared. So my hot pocket, so I really would want to be like my hot pocket. Oh wait, that would be my area. Oh my word, 2 pi R. Holy mackerel. My hot pocket has a science. One day I'm going to learn how to type and talk at the same time, but until then you can enjoy it. My hot pocket has a circumference of num2 string circumference. Okay. My hot pocket has a circumference of 1.5708, and I'm going to put like a little period there. All right. Now, hot pockets are serious business. So let's say that I do some more legit like measuring, and I'm actually going to get some more sig figs here. No, some more sig figs. Okay, so I'm adding more sig figs here, and you see how it's like not showing how much effort I've put into coming up with my hot pocket circumference. So this is like kind of a big deal. So clearly I need more control over how Matlab is showing hot pocket circumferi. That's not a thing. Circumferences. Okay, so this is where fprintf comes in. So here's how we're going to do this. This is going to look like absolute crazy garbage. And again, that's because this was like stuff that was invented back who knows when. I forget because I wasn't around. Okay, so fprintf. Okay, so format of output fields, formatting operators. Thank you. That's not helpful. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go so notice I'm not putting in a bracket because this is not a matrix. I'm gesturing very, very seriously at the computer screen, like this has something to do with something you could see me doing. But this is not a matrix because this is not coming from Matlab. This is old stuff coming from the beginning of time. And I feel like other programming languages also still honor this. This is like the thing you don't mess with. You don't mess with fprintf. Other people might call it printf. I think the first F stands for file, or maybe the second F stands for file, and you're like, but it's on the screen, and you're like, yeah, but we still call it F. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, my Hot Pocket has a circumference of, all right, now this is where it gets weird. I'm just going to type %F as a placeholder for where my circumference is going to be. And then I'm going to tell it to hit enter. Okay, so the little \n, now notice it's the backslash, so that's the one that's above the enter key. So this is the one above the enter key and below the backspace, because otherwise it's bad. So my Hot Pocket has a circumference of %F, n, or %F period \n, comma, now I'm going to put in circumference, which is the variable. All right, so this is like, we've just gone off to cuckoo land now, and that's okay, because it's where you can control everything. So look, okay, you're like, but I didn't control anything, it just did something. I know, but we're going to control something in a minute. Okay, so my Hot Pocket has a circumference of floating point, or fixed point notation. So what's happened is my circumference is this %F. So what it's going to do is this %F is a placeholder, and then this thing is going to go in there. So actually I could say it has a radius of %F and a circumference of %F, and then I could do radius circumference. So like, do you see what that is? So like, it does it in order. Yeah, this is garbage, but it's really good. Okay, so some people are like, why didn't we talk about this at the beginning of time? This is the most amazing thing ever. And other people are like, please never, ever, ever make me have to do this. Okay, so the people who usually love it are the people who have their socks organized by color and density. So my Hot Pocket has a radius of %F. So this is where the first thing is going to be, and a circumference of %F, which is where the second thing is going to be. So R, first thing, circumference, second thing. So I can see my radius here and my circumference here. Okay, so this is just what it looks like naturally. If you just put %F by itself, Matlab is going to do whatever it feels like. And I think there's some kind of rule about it, and I never bothered to care, because if I'm going to be using fprintf, I'm doing it because I want to. I'm like doing it intentionally because I'm trying to be controlling, so I don't care what it does by default because I'm trying to control it on purpose. So this is where it gets good. You're like, really? It gets even better than this? Yes. Okay, so this is where it gets good. Like if I put here, how many decimal places do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this has 12 sig figs. So I can tell it, I want you to show all of those sig figs, 0.12. So I can say, show me 12 decimal places. So I'm not going to say sig figs because specifically it has 12 decimal places. So I'm going to say, show me 12 decimal places here. And here I just want to see 2 decimal places. Okay. Wait, did it show me all 12? It did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful. And then the circumference of 1.60 because he rounded it off. 1.95. Isn't this amazing? Can you just like see all the fantastic things you can do with this now? No, probably not. But it's kind of cool. Yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. So yeah, that's the big part. is all about fprintf. So essentially is you can go like 0.12 or 120, and then it's going to just show you like a whole bunch of necessary, that can't possibly be 120. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, that kind of feels like it's getting close to 120. So yeah, I like it. So that's 120 decimal points and a circumference of 2 decimal points. So, if we're really specific. So I probably actually don't want that many decimal points there, but I could put more on this one because it's got pi. Like pi goes out really far, doesn't it? So let's go out to 200 because I am kind of crazy. Now, obviously, these are nonsense numbers because Matlab is only this precise. There's only so much precision we're going to get using double precision variables, which we haven't really talked about yet. We'll do that in a minute. But anyway, and then we end up here, and then the rest of this is just garbage. How much garbage do we have? I don't know. That's a great question. 20? Oh, we have at least 20 non-garbage. I mean, I'm not saying that these numbers aren't garbage, but whenever it's 0, I know for sure it's garbage. Garbage, garbage. We all love garbage. Okay, so somewhere between 50 and 60, we get garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Okay, so that's about where we get garbage is 50, whatever, 52. 52 garbage. Yay! Okay, now it looks like I have no garbage and just super precise, even though in real life, obviously, people need to dedicate more of their lives to hot pocket circumferi. Anyway, so here we go. This is fprintf. You can do stuff with it. It's super amazing. So the 52, this refers to the number of decimal points, not to the number of sig figs. That's why I rewrote this, so make sure that you caught that. So again, if I do 0.1 and 0.5, that's going to give me 5 decimal places, 1 decimal place. So if I change my circumference or my radius to 2, so this no longer has whatever, but see how it's 2.0. So even though I don't have a decimal place here, it's going to show me that I have a decimal place here. So that's kind of good. Anyway, kind of fun. Yay. Okay, so let's look. I could put in a little new section here. Insert section break, and no, not there. We'll do it here. So essentially, we can play with the other stuff that's, a little bit, play with other stuff potentially less useful unless it's actually super useful. As with all things in programming, things are generally not helpful until you're like, oh my gosh, I super duper needed that. So probably exponential notation might be something that you would need. So I'm going to pull that one down here. So we've got exponential notation. So let's do our Hot Pocket example again. Switch over to code. Hot Pocket example. So now instead of doing 0.1f, what if I do 0.1e? Like let's say I have a huge radius, okay? Actually, I'm going to leave this at f for a second just to show you. Like what if my radius was enormous? Like if I had a million plus billion radii thingy. Okay. So this number is big and hard to read. So I could change this to 0.1e and 0.5e, and that will do 2.5 times 10 to the 11th, and then 1.5948. So this is 1 with 5 decimal places times 10 to the 12th. So the e is for exponential, and that gives me the times 10 to the. So this gives me the times 10 to the version of the number. Okay? G or decimal notation, I don't like that one. Don't use that one. That one's dumb. General is also dumb. If you're going to do that, you might as well just use num string. So really, I said there's 4. The 2 that I think would probably be the most useful would be fixed point and exponential, just letting you know decimal and general exist. Okay, there's also character and string. I wrote character exists, but it's dumb. And then string displays the entire string. So let's see. So we've got so we have these 2. I'll show you what they do. They're very silly. Well, they're not both silly, just the one is silly. I'll show you this one. So if we go to this code, like if I have name, and my name is Bugsy Pickle, and I want to say fprintf, my name is, now I'm going to put, just like last time, instead of putting my name, I'm going to put a placeholder. So the placeholder is %s for string. I'm going to put a period because I want to have a period after the end of the sentence, and I'm going to put a carriage return. Close the quote, comma, and then name, because that's the variable name. So my name is %s period \n quote comma name. And oops, I forgot to press this. So my name is Bugsy Pickles. All right. Now, just as a comparison, if I do fprintf, my name is %c for char, it does this, which is really stupid. My name is Bugsy Pickles, because it does it 1 character at a time. So that's why I said it's stupid. Speaking of things that are stupid, okay. We'll start a new section. Speaking of things that are stupid. Hold on. Speaking of things that are stupid. So we have some things that I listed up here that were carriage returns, tabs, and backspace. So I kind of just threw in new line and you were just like, whatever, I'm not processing what you're saying. I'm just typing what you tell me to type and assuming I'll learn stuff eventually, which is a great way. It's fine, don't knock it. So let's say that I was gonna do this. This is funny. So if I go fprintf, and you don't have to use percentage thingies at all in there if you don't want to. If I just wanted to say, I like to eat bugs, like that, it'll just print, I like to eat bugs. And then, do you like to eat bugs? Okay, like that. Okay, now look what happens. I hope this works whenever I'm in this mode. It might yell at me or may make a liar out of me. It did! You son of a gun! Okay, I'm gonna punch somebody in the head. Okay, so this isn't gonna look like anything at all because we're in this like MLX mode. So we're gonna go back to normal mode for a second. I'm gonna show you something. So this is something that's gonna not get you here, and it's gonna get you somewhere else. I'm gonna like, I don't know, I'm gonna gatekeep people who are using Live Editor, and then they're never gonna know this, and you're gonna know it, and it's gonna be amazing. Oops, not that. Okay, so if I do this here, just in like a regular script, I like to eat bugs, fprintf, do you like to eat bugs? Okay, you see how this works down here, how this looks? Okay, so this works because this is like the updated version of code that knows what we're doing. Now, if you were running like a function that's not in a live editor, if you're kind of going back into a script or you're doing something kind of old school, if you don't put in that new line character, here's what's going to happen. I like to eat bugs. Do you like to eat bugs? So literally, this N is required to tell it to hit enter. So if I say I like to eat bugs, do you like to eat bugs? And then you say input, what is your What is your favorite bug to eat? Like that? Do you see how that works? I like to eat bugs. Do you like to eat bugs? What is your favorite bug to eat? Chickens. Oh, thank you. I'm an idiot because I forgot to do that. But anyway, I'm still an idiot because of reasons. So if you don't put the \n, and it has to, if you put it out here, it is an error. See how it doesn't even know what to do? It's trying to make you to say num to string because it's like, what is that? It has to go inside the print because you're printing the character, hit enter. Does that make sense? No, but you're hitting the character, print enter, so I'm sorry, I can't fix it. So see how I hit enter there, but not after do you like to eat bugs. Okay, so you might want to make a note of this, just kind of off to the side, maybe, just so that you kind of remember, so that you kind of know, like, so this works without the blah blah n in the .mlx file, but if you're in a regular script, like a .m file, and you do this, then, oops, I actually want this to be text. And you do this, then you get this. Okay. And I like to format these with code so it kind of looks like code. There you go. So there we go. We have our, now our notes look good. So do you like to eat bugs? So this works without the little n thing in the MLX file, but it does not work otherwise. So that's a fun thing that's dumb. Another thing that's dumb, and maybe this will work here, and maybe we won't. I guess we'll find out. fprintf. I think bugs are. Oh, so I made a mistake. I've accidentally typed area. So let me hit backspace, and then great. Okay. So going back to what these are, so we have /n and character turn, which I actually don't know what the difference of these are, but R doesn't seem to do it. And there's a tab and there's a backspace. So literally I can be like, I think bugs are great, but no, they're not great. They're 1, 2, GREAT, yummy. Yeah, so that's really dumb. So also. So also, this is dumb. So you don't really need to know that. I'm just telling you backspaces are silly. So that's a fun thing to know. Tabs are also pretty silly. I never clicky in the right place. Tabs are also silly. Sometimes they're useful, not often. Sometimes they're useful if you're making tables. I like to hit tab and line things up. Do you like to hit tab 2? There. So I can't spell. There we go. Isn't this wonderful? I can't spell at all. Ooh. So, I mean, that's tab. It just does, like, if you ever, none of you ever had an old typewriter, I can't imagine, but they used to have a thing, like tab used to just click forward 5 spaces, unless you had a really cool programmable typewriter. If you had a super cool programmable typewriter, you could like set tabs to go to special places. At first you could do it mechanically, and then you could like program it. My mom had a really cool IBM Selectric, and it was awesome. you could do stuff with it. Anyway, so that's pretty great. I think this is plenty of stuff to play with for fprintf for the moment. But it's like I said, it's for the thing that I use it the most for is for this kind of stuff is for either %e to control the number of decimal places that I'm showing, for either forcing it into the scientific notation or in just the general, decimal form. So that's the really big thing. And then just remembering that whatever you put in there is going to come out in the same order that you put it in. So that's pretty fun. Yay!